Welcome back. In this video, we will be covering steps 41 to 50 of Cat Photo app. Let's start with step 41, shall we? Users need to fill certain mandatory information in the form. To prevent a user from submitting our form without filling out mandatory or required information, we need to add the required attribute to the input element without adding any value to the required attribute. Step 42. We need to think about backend property too. To collect information from our from, we need a submit button. So let's add a button element below the input element and give it a text as submit for the users to know that it's a submit button. The data is sent to the location specified in the form's action attribute as default. Step 43. The input text area and the submit button appear next to each other, side by side on our web page. We added it one below the other, right? They appear next to each other because both input and button elements are inline elements, which means they don't appear on new lines. To submit the form, we need to add type attribute with the value set as submit to the button element to make it very clear that it's a submit button. Step 44. Now let's add radio button. Shall we? We use radio buttons when we want users to choose only one option or answer out of multiple options. We need to add another input element before text input element. This input element gonna act as radio button if we set the type attribute of input as radio. And to this radio button input element, we set the option as indoor. Step 45. We need to nest our radio button inside a label element. Why, you ask? That's because label elements are used to help associate the text for an input element with the input element itself. This helps in various ways. For example, if you sometimes don't want to read the text from the web page or you can't read because of some visual impairments or reading difficulties, you turn on the screen readers. Screen readers read out the text displayed on the screen for you. These labels assist screen readers to read out the text nested in the input. Step 46. Now we need to set the ID attribute to the input element to give it a distinct identification. ID attributes is used to identify specific HTML elements, and its unique values helps us to do so. This also helps us in front-end designing and stuff which you'll know in upcoming CSS coding videos. For now, let's just add ID attribute to our input element with the value set as indoor. Step 47. Let's create another radio button below the indoor option. We need to follow all the same steps as the previous indoor radio button. To cut down the work, I'll just copy and paste it down below and just replace the indoors with outdoors. Step 48. If you try selecting one of the options, you'll notice both radio buttons can be selected at the same time, like your cat can be either indoor or outdoor. But if it's present in both places at the same time, congratulations, your cat must be omnipotent. But we are talking about normal cats here, so it's either indoor or outdoor. To make it select only one option and to automatically deselect the other option, both buttons must have the name attributes with the same value. Let's say our same value name would be indoor-outdoor, and now we need to add this name to both the radio buttons. Step 49. The name attribute is just used for selecting option purposes. It doesn't submit correct data to the form. Since our radio button doesn't have a particular value, whichever option you select the data will include as indoor-outdoor is set to on, which does not make any sense again. So let's add the value to each of our buttons. For convenience, let's set the button's value attribute to the same value as its ID attribute. Don't get confused with the word value here, because value here is both attribute and it's a value. Hope you understand. Haha. Step 50. So to group our cat form with its related inputs and labels together, and to make it look organized, we gotta use field set element. Field set elements are block level elements, which means that they appear on a new line. Let us nest our indoor and outdoor radio buttons within a field set element. Our radio buttons are already indented, so no need to worry about that. So we're done with steps 41 to 50. Stay tuned for further steps in upcoming videos. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to get notifications. I'll catch you in the next one.